anything outside of this school,
Talib
unfortunately.
was part of the Yeet generation.
You
Oh yeah,
busy man. You're a busy
oh yeah.
man. Busy man. Busy
Yeet,
man.
I just say I don't
yeet.
do adult daycare. So if it involves
Hey,
adult daycare, mother is
I'm
not in. I'm not interested. I don't do
I'm
that well.
I'm
Mm-mm.
just
Man,
trying
it
to have
is.
I'm just trying to have fun 7 days a week.
Hey,
Uh,
you remember the
you
hand
know,
dance, Vi?
I sure do.
The hand dance.
Oh yeah,
man. Come
the
on, Otis
Reddings.
Reddick,
Dance all
Reddicks.
night till you get it right.
What?
Hand dance, the hand dance, and the Smurf,
Now, I remember Tyrone Brunson. The
Tyrone
Smurf that
Brunson.
was big in Boston. Yeah, that was huge in
It was
Boston.
big in the
Oh
South.
yeah.
Hand dance by the
I
Reddings
never.
was it was on
Oh,
CBS.
we
Yeah,
just had
yeah.
Call the Law and what's the remote control. And I
Oh yeah,
think
remote
hand dance
control.
was kind of for us up north.
Mm,
Hand dance was kind of on the downside.
Yeah, hand dance in
mm,
the South, especially when me and Vi were in Troy, that song was
uh,
massive. Was it
yeah.
big in Atlanta?
I mean, relatively, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It
It was
was. It
bigger
was.
than remote control. Remote control
Yeah.
was
Yeah,
their first.
Remote
that was
control
huge
was
everywhere.
huge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
remote control was huge.
Yeah. Man, I can't believe Otis passed away. Otis the third.
Now,
Oh
what's the other
really?
two brothers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it last year?
Yeah.
But
Like within the
couldn't
last
it?
2 years. Yeah.
They could still go out and do like three songs on the affordable '80s old school tour. Everybody else did,
Well, they
if
did.
they want to.
We
If they
did
want
a
to.
Carla, the sister, did an event when I was in Macon, probably around 2015,
I remember
Mm,
that because I
where
was here
they
then. Yeah.
brought Lettucey in. They had all these great acts and paid tribute to the foundation, and they performed at that event. And they actually did a
man.
phenomenal. They were great.
Wow.
Nobody knew what to expect, man. They blew
Mm,
everybody away. They really did a good job.
See, that's why I
yeah.
like it when they come back like that.
It was
I
big.
just saw that. I don't know if I talked about it. I might have been
Yeah.
off there. There's actually going to be a biopic called Otis and Thelma, like on Netflix or someplace real. So it should be
They
interesting.
should, man. They honestly, and I'll get this started, but they should really own Macon, and you know what I mean. Even I know
I
they
thought they
opened up.
did.
They kind of don't. You know what I mean? I mean
Really?
yeah, they haven't. They have a building. I know a building they opened up in Macon, but they really need a museum, like downtown, like on Cherry Street, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, what that
Um,
theater was? Like when you and I did that event, the small. It's like a black-owned theater, I think.
the Douglas Theater. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's not owned by, it's not the namesake. They're never going to change that. But when it comes down to something like that, I mean, honestly, the Coliseum should be the Otis Redding Coliseum. But I'll
I
leave it at that.
know.
It comes, and I'm gonna move on. But it comes down, I think, to Zelma, his wife, in terms of how much she gives up of their legacy and name.
Well,
They
it
really
is.
control the name a lot.
But is Miss Zelma kind of winding down? Isn't she about like in her
Yeah.
like late '70s, mid to late
Oh, she
'70s
got to
now?
be older than that.
I was gonna say '80, but I don't want to be
Yeah, because the kids were in there had to be, my
'60s.
age, yeah, or
They
older.
Wow.
did. They put out like one album. Then the ratings.
Yeah.
The big one with remote control was big. Yeah, yeah. They had two or three. Yeah.
Two or
All
three.
right, y'all ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right, let's count it down. 3, 2, and 1. Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 282 of This Is the G Podcast. Y'all give it up, man. It has been so long. It's like a reunion tour.
Yeah.
Is this the Triumph tour?
All the original
Can you
members of the group
feel
are
it?
here.
Can
That's
you
it.
feel
Can
it?
you feel it? Who's gonna come
Can you
out? Can
feel
you feel it?
it?
They're gonna be you to leave.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Randy.
Oh Lord,
Oh
no.
man,
Okay.
not Randy. Damn, why I gotta be Randy?
Oh, no, well, no, at least you're not Jermaine. At least you're not Jermaine. So okay.
Let me say this. To
No
this
one's supposed to be
day,
Jermaine.
to this day, y'all, I think that was in what 1981, July
Yeah.
1981. To this day, that is the best concert I've ever attended. I was blown away when Randy came out in that armor. Can
Yeah.
you feel it? And then the lights came up, and then they came out and stood out there for like 20 minutes. They didn't move, and the crowd just screamed. Oh man, that's the best concert ever. The Triumph Tour. They did it for the missing and murdered kids, if you remember.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
That's why they did that particular show was for we were going through it, man. If I remember, we couldn't go nowhere.
Nowhere.
In
No,
Atlanta,
not
you
anywhere.
couldn't look
No.
nowhere, not anywhere.
Nowhere.
I had just got my driver's license, and I'm all happy. Can't go nowhere.
Bree said that guy they caught that was their next door neighbor.
Oh, Wayne Williams?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy.
He do a record radio show down his
Yes.
basement.
What do you call studio? Who's next door neighbor? The Redding?
Bree, like the girl out there, Bree.
Wow, because it was
wow.
he was
They
he was like a quote unquote talent scout for
Yeah.
kids looking for young kids. So
Right,
Yeah.
thinking like her grandma sister.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
So
wow.
it was crazy. It was good. All right, y'all. It's episode 282 of This Is the G Podcast. We are a weekly recap podcast, news, politics, pop culture, the T. If you're not following us on Spotify, please make sure you do so. And it is, as I said, the original crew is back. Tommy B, Vi is back. Tanya B is back. Y'all give it up for the one and only, like I call Daisy Generation. Talib is the tribe called Quest Generation. Give
True
it up.
boy.
I'll take it.
Hey,
I'll
do
take
you
it.
do you claim
I'll
the
take
Daisy
it.
rappers, man? Do you claim the Daisy rappers?
Of course.
Yeah.
Native tongues. Come on, the native tongues. Was
Oh yeah.
everything. You know,
Yeah,
I was just watching a little. I was watching. De La was on the Drink
Yeah,
Champs.
Oh, which
the
one?
Drink
Oh,
Champs.
really?
The Drink Champs.
Wow.
Yeah. And they were
3
talking
feet.
about
What was that? 3 feet and
3
right.
Feet
What?
High. Yep. 3 Feet High and Rising. Their first album.
Mm.
Wasn't amazing. I
Yes.
love that time period, man. It was peaceful. It was
It was
very
still
much.
fun.
Yeah, it was still fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still fun. So what's been going on, man? Where you been? Where you been?
Well, I've been actually in the classroom for the last couple of weeks, man. You know, I've got a new mod coming up, so I've been working with a bunch of new students, and it's been incredible. You
I can
know,
imagine, dude.
So shout out to all the folks at Lincoln Institute of Technology, East Point campus.
They still give me
we're
hell?
over there. Oh yeah, they're always gonna give me hell. You know what I mean? But I'm still enjoying every minute of it. So
I
you
hear
know, I understand why people teach. You know
Oh,
what
yeah.
I mean? It's a definite labor of love, but it is very rewarding.
Hey, man, my mom did it for 30 plus. So
Wow, I take my
trust
hat
me.
off. I don't
Trust
think I'll
me.
be doing it that long, but I'm enjoying it for the time. You know.
you do not want the aftermath. Trust me.
Mm-mm.
Trust me.
No.
And y'all give it up. She is back, y'all. She is here. Yes. I don't want to say where. Somewhere in an
In America.
undisclosed location in America. Philly, the DMV. What's up? What's going on, Tanya B? Tanya B, I got one question for you.
Yeah.
Philly's own Boys to Men singing before the Philly Dallas game.
Well, look, you know what? Can I explain that to you?
Please do.
And now you know why they have this thing called "dude in a box," is what Babyface calls it. And you know, during my time in Philly, you know, everybody has their off days and their off moments. So one thing I'll say, that's a very difficult song to sing, and unless you really have your chops intact, it can be difficult. And you know, I mean, like I said, everybody hits a sour note every now and then, but when you hit them back to back to back to back to back, and then you start what I call yodeling to get out of it, like Wanya Morris does a lot of.
Yeah.
You know, it's just not fly. So, no tea, no shade to them. I get why they were there, but I would rather to have heard Joe Scott.
Yeah. Jilly from Philly.
Yes, I mean there are so many.
She might have started playing with the mic, but you know, I'll leave it.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, well, maybe it's a family show, but I mean, I would have liked to even have heard the Roots do an instrumental version of it. I mean, really.
I didn't see it. Were they that bad?
Well, you know, let me say, and I go ahead. I'm gonna let you go, Tanya B, because
I'll just say they weren't that good. I'll leave it there.
And
Like, they supposed to,
I genuinely like those guys.
they supposed to
Me
be
Okay,
too.
singers
Me
now.
too.
I like them. Yeah,
They supposed to be singers now.
but it's tough by when first of all, somebody wasn't there. One of the
Was it just
they
two?
I don't know who it is, but they were
But he,
singing. One of the
but they,
parts wasn't there. Is
but the
for
guy
what
you
I'm.
talk, but
Uh,
the guy you talking about ain't sung with them forever. The dude with the bass.
Mike, the bass, yeah, and they
He
probably would
don't.
have really needed him.
He doesn't sing with them anymore.
Yeah, but it was rough. I mean, it was rough, and I'm a huge fan of Boys to Men. We still play a lot of Boys to Men on Velvet Frequency Radio, and I love what I hate what they went through, toward the end of their careers because the boy bands came in and kind of destroyed them.
But they kind of destroyed themselves too. But that's a whole other show for
Yeah,
a whole other
no,
time.
that's a whole nother.
You know
subject.
what? You know what I mean?
Oh, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Tanya
Yeah.
B, it's good to
Yeah.
see you. I'm glad you made it.
It's good
I
to
know
be
you've been
seen.
doing a
I
lot of
made it.
traveling. Shout out to you and the fam. Thank you for jumping on. And we got to say, man, I'm not done. I got to ask you a huge question too. So he is back. I don't want to call. He is a country commentator, but this week he is what is soul to soul. He is Jazzy B. He got the Jazzy B jumping. If you are watching the show. He is jumping off Jazzy B style, man. Last time I think your dreads have grown
Yeah.
3 inches since
Yeah,
the last.
we've watched the whole journey.
Hey, if you follow me on Facebook, you can see it.
All right.
Do you have one of those Barbies? You know what they pull in the back? You remember the old Barbies where you pull the hair from the hair grow Barbie?
I've never had a Barbie. I've
Oh,
never
there
had a
was
Barbie.
one where it came out the
Oh
top
yeah,
of
it
your
came out
head.
the top.
Now,
I
my
had one of
daughter,
those.
now my
Yeah.
daughter had it. She loves because she loves to do the hair thing. But no, I've never had a Barbie.
But welcome back. The country commentator's back in the building. And speaking
Fan
of,
that.
because you were, Philly, and I had to ask you about the whole Philly
Right.
thing. I got to ask you, Vi, Jalen Carter.
Yeah,
Dog.
I can't defend him. Can't defend him.
Okay, for y'all who may not know, I guess there was an incident and everybody was in a circle. There was an injury. Am I correct? And everybody was kind of on the field. Dak Prescott's on the field. And for some reason, Jalen Carter goes up to Dak Prescott. They're staring each other down. And when they're stepping away, Jalen Carter spits.
No, so you're not telling the whole story.
Okay, well, give it to me.
Zach baited him. Zach spit it first.
So you mean Dak Prescott baited him?
Dak Prescott baited him. Don't nobody know that, but Dak baited him. Dak spit it first, and then he smiled at him.
Okay.
Dak stepped to him, then spit. Then he smiled at him. And then Jalen said, are you trying to spit on me? And Jalen, be intelligent, man. Even if he was, you don't have to spit back.
Right.
Right.
Because
Right.
what do they say?
You know what I'm
The
saying?
second guy always gets caught.
Second guy always get caught. And you know how important you're the best defensive player on your team.
Yeah.
Come on, be real. So like I said, I can't defend it. Even if Zach did spit, dude,
Why do you keep calling Dak Zach?
Dak,
That's how
Maybe
much
his
he
name.
means.
That's how much he means to you.
maybe he's a Zach to me. So who knows?
Exactly. Okay.
Dak baited him, and he took the bait. When they went back and showed it, you saw Dak spit, and Dak smiled and winked his eye and smiled at it. I said, "Dude,
Yeah.
you took the bait.
They,
Yeah.
I hear you.
You
I hear you.
took the bait."
So the second guy, remember,
And it almost cost him the game.
it did. It did.
Yeah.
Luckily for Tanya B and her Philly fans. Luckily,
okay.
Don't,
He's
don't
like,
be
"This will be
surprised
in
if he
this."
ain't playing next week against the Green Bay Packers now.
you
The
think
only thing
they'll suspend him another game?
I think the only thing that might save him, now they got proof. They went back, they got proof that Dak spit.
Dang.
That's the only
You
thing
know.
that might, because you see how big that they're big on sportsmanlike now.
Yeah,
So
they
now
are.
you can't taunt no more. When you make a sack talking to the guy, go back to the other.
Hey, let me
Yeah.
ask you, Vi. I think the taunting thing is too far for
It is
pros.
too far because they're mad because they can't take out the end zone dancing. They can't take that out. So now they're gonna try to take this away from them. I'm going, dude, these are grown men. But
Yes.
they say they're doing it because they don't want it's for the young kids that playing flag football and the girl playing flag football. They want to set a good example. I said, dude, really?
It's a little too
What?
late for that now, isn't
It's too
it?
late.
Keep that. It's too late.
I
Keep
agree.
that. Keep that.
They're like,
To me, you're trying
ooh.
to take the emotions out of the game.
I agree. I mean, the taunting, even the taunting to a certain extent, is
I
on
mean,
Madden.
my
Has
thing,
been,
long as if I don't stand above somebody and get in their face, okay, I
yeah,
should be able to do something. I
Mm-mm.
can't, because I'm not scoring no touchdown. That's my celebration.
yeah. So
Yeah.
true. So true.
It is what it is, though. Hey,
So appreciate you, man. Welcome back, Vi. Welcome back. Good to have you. Good to have you.
glad to be
And
back,
and I
man.
gotta say, you know, I've been busy, man, over the last few weeks. A big thanks to Freddie. Uh, we call her Debo, Deborah Thomas, leaders of the Tailgaters, my alma mater, Troy. As we tape, they're taking on Clemson today. So I hope they
Ooh.
win.
I saw that. I said, "Whoa!"
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what they call the Legends of Troy? Is that I think the Legends of Troy? You said the Troy, your Troy posse.
Yeah, well, Troy, you know, the Troy Trojans, you know,
I
it
don't
used to be when we
know.
Yeah,
were there,
but
Troy
I thought
State
they had
University.
the
I
Yeah.
don't know
Legends of
who. I
Troy. They have a
don't.
group. They get together and party and when they
Well,
tailgate too.
it's for this organization, it's called the Troy Tailgaters.
Troy
Okay.
Okay.
tailgate.
Freddie is president, and Freddie's also, he was there when we were there, when Vi and I were there.
Right.
Oh
And
wow.
Freddie is a two-time All-American.
Right.
He also was part of the championship team where Chan Gailey coached, who Chan Gailey eventually went to coach the Cowboys. He coached with the Broncos and Georgia Tech. But we are sponsoring Castropolis. The network is sponsoring their annual homecoming ball on November 1st. And also we do a thing every Saturday. So no matter what you're watching, no matter what game, no matter where you are, turn on Velvet Frequency Radio. We do 10A to 10P. It's called the Velvet Tailgate.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of everything, you know, from Southern Soul, line dance. It's a little bit of everything. So check it
Well,
out.
everybody's down for a tailgate now.
Oh yeah,
You know what? That's
no
like
matter.
you don't go for the game, you go for the hang and the tailgate. That's where you
Yes,
really get it in. Yeah.
that's where you get it in. And
Get
also,
some good food.
yes, great food. But we'll be
Mhm.
there. You know, we'll be there actually that weekend, October 31st, November 1st. We'll be on site. So we're hosting and you know part of their celebration, and we'll be at the ball that night. We're giving away a nice little packet, but you can go to castropolis.net, find out all about that.
Shoot,
And the other thing
shoot.
I gotta say, big shout out to Keith Solis. Keith and I worked together back in in the '90s. When I first
Ooh.
started at V, we worked together in Dallas. We launched the radio station on September 1st, 1995, known as V100. And honestly, it'll always be you know, near and dear in my heart because we took a station from worst to first. And a lot of tragedy, ups and downs behind that, but it was, man, probably in my career, probably one of the best memories, man. We had a great episode. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, the last episode of This is the G podcast, right before Labor Day, check it out. Keith and I are on that show. And big thanks to Tanya B. Gotta say,
What did
Tanya
I do?
B turned me on to an opportunity, and she knew about my love for Beyond the Gates, right?
You know,
She
I'm
knew.
watching it now. I'm watching it. I got my mother watching it, Tommy B. Not just me.
Is
I
it
got,
good?
you know, it can be a little predictable, but I'm like, man,
It's
people, ooh,
crazy.
you know, and it's funny. It's like high end, messy people of color with some money. And I don't mean to cut you off, but one thing I love about this story
Yeah.
is usually you see like the have and the have nots. You see it's always the Caucasian people that have all the money and the prestige and, you know, the big houses and all the foo-foo. But now it's actually a little bit reversed because you find the people from the trailer park don't look like us.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just, even my mother said, so many black people. Oh, I like this. Yeah.
But you know the thing about it, and I didn't go into this with him. We only had about 20 minutes, and we were talking about everything,
Mm.
you know, because he's a musician, he's an actor, and he's becoming a director. But the thing about it is, it's such a beautiful. The cast is gorgeous, man. When you talk about the cast, you've got people who've been on Queen Sugar. You got people who come from the whole, when you remember UPN back in the day and WB
Yes.
Universe.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
Yes.
he was in, Keith D. Robinson. He was in Dreamgirl. He
Right.
played Effie's brother,
Yeah.
Cece. Sang the song "Patience." In Dreamgirls. The other thing is, when you look back, he was the first. Well, he was. I don't know if he was the first Black Power Ranger, but he was the Green Power Ranger back in 2000.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
his career goes back to 2000, and he's really done a lot of stuff. So we were just talking about the cast. Not to mention, you got Clifton Davis,
Davis, Tamara Tooney from Law and
Tamara
Order.
Tooney, Law and Order. But I remember Tamara Tooney from The Devil's Advocate.
Oh, well, I knew her from Law and Order. Okay.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my. Millennial Nick loves her in Law and Order.
Well, I
But-
guess that was her breakout.
Yeah, it was. But I gotta say, appreciate you, Tanya B. It was a great opportunity to talk to who we know as now Dr. Ted Richardson, who is
Yeah.
the brother you gotta look out for because he's going through it. Tanya B. You watching now? Let me
Yeah.
ask you. We gotta go to the news, but let me ask you about, because one of the things I told him, one of the things that he has that's tough is he was a recast.
Yeah.
Because you had another actor who left the show in a pivotal role at a pivotal time, considering what they're going through. I'm going to give too many spoilers away, but he came in and I compared him to Johnny Gill coming to New Edition. Yeah, and he laughed. He said, "Man, that's almost true," because you don't know.
Right, but you know what? No,
Oh,
you're
here
right.
you go. Come
And
on.
I'm waiting to see, but no, at least he's waiting to join the cast until after that character got beat up. So,
But
want,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
no, it's difficult to stay, just to step in. And, sometimes soap operas will do that, sometimes they won't. And it's just a large shoe to fill. But I have no doubt that Keith D. Robinson will be able to really take that character to another level.
I agree.
Even if he didn't have the music part of it. So I'm going to be
He's
watching.
done a phenomenal job. And as a matter of fact, I'll say this now, and I'm going to play a clip at the end of the show of our interview. But his song, which is Forever Babe, which you're playing
Great
on
song.
the Birdwire, and that's the first time I heard it on the Birdwire. They are dropping, as we tape, the video on September 15th, and it's going to debut on the soap on September 16th. And I was telling, I was having the conversation. I'm like, that is the way to go for these R&B singers now, because you got Jacob Lattimore over on the Shy dropping a single,
Luke James.
Luke James dropping stuff. Tiana Taylor got a new movie. She's dropping stuff. So you got to have that kind of vehicle to really get your stuff out there now.
Especially now, yeah.
So I'm happy for the brother. I know he's going to have continued success. He's got a good head on his shoulder. And thank you again, Tanya B. I appreciate you.
Anytime. You know what I do. You know how I do.
Shout out to Valerie. Shout out to Valerie.
Shout out to my girl, Sweets. Yes.
They call it Sweets.
Yeah, because she's a sweet person. I have never come across anybody who doesn't like her. And that's very rare in this business.
That's true. All right, hey, let's go ahead and do news, and we'll come back on the other side. I got to get some opinions. But, again, appreciate y'all. Thanks for coming back. We appreciate you. There we go.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Team, assemble!
It's time for the Week in News with Syracuse Mike.
Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson is pushing back against President Trump's plan to send the National Guard to the city. Johnson signed an executive order saying Chicago police won't assist in immigration enforcement, traffic stops, or checkpoints. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem was on CBS's Face the Nation.
We've already had ongoing operations with ICE in Chicago and throughout Illinois and other states, making sure that we're upholding our laws. But we do intend to add more resources to those operations.
On the issue of fighting crime, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker also says he hasn't been contacted about federal forces, while the president blasted him online, calling him crazy for rejecting help to fight crime. President Trump is calling on pharmaceutical companies to release data on the success rates of their COVID drugs. In a Truth Social post Monday, Mr. Trump says he's seen extraordinary numbers from Pfizer and others that haven't been shared with the public, and urged companies to provide that information to the CDC now. He didn't specify whether he was referring to vaccines or treatments like Paxlovid. Pfizer has not commented, though both Pfizer and Moderna posted vaccine efficacy updates earlier this year through the FDA. President Trump says he plans to send the National Guard into Chicago following a violent Labor Day weekend that left at least 8 people dead and nearly 60 others wounded.
Well, we're going in. I didn't say when. We're going in.
Speaking from the Oval Office, Mr. Trump called Chicago the worst and most dangerous city in the world and pledged to solve the crime problem fast.
If the governor of Illinois would call me up, I would love to do it. Now, we're going to do it anyway. We have the right to do it because I have an obligation to protect this country.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker and Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson have both rejected Trump's push, calling it political theater. Meanwhile, Illinois officials say the city is also bracing for stepped-up federal immigration enforcement this week. By the way, a federal judge has ruled that the president's actions in Los Angeles when he sent in troops was illegal. An appeal is expected. Survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's abuse joined attorneys and a bipartisan group of lawmakers Wednesday demanding Congress vote to release the full Epstein files. It's the latest push to force the Justice Department's hand, though House GOP leaders say it's unnecessary. Representatives Ro Khanna, Thomas Massie, and Marjorie Taylor Greene are among those demanding legislation.
I asked my Republican colleagues not to choose just one path for justice and transparency and accountability, but I asked my Republican colleagues to choose every path for justice and accountability and transparency.
The House Oversight Committee has already released more than 30,000 pages of documents, most previously made public. President Trump dismissed the calls as a Democratic hoax that never ends. Again, you just heard from Georgia Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene. The Senate Finance Committee grilled U.S. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Thursday in a tense 3-hour hearing. Senators pressed him on his vaccine skepticism, criticism of the science community, and turmoil at the CDC. Democrats, including Senators Ron Wyden and Georgia's Raphael Warnock, accused Kennedy of endangering public health. Here's Warnock.
You are a hazard to the health of the American people. I think that you ought to resign.
Kennedy defended his leadership at HHS and had this to say about the Atlanta-based CDC.
We need bold, competent, and creative new leadership at CDC. People able and willing to chart a new course.
RFK Jr. said he would focus on transparent, evidence-based science. The numbers are out, and they're not good. According to the Labor Department, the U.S. economy added just 22,000 jobs in August, far below expectations. Economists had forecast more than 76,000 new jobs. The unemployment rate ticked up as well to 4.3%. It's the highest in more than a year. This is the first jobs report under new Bureau of Labor Statistics leadership, after President Trump fired the previous chief, accusing her, without evidence, of producing scam data. The weak hiring adds to concerns about the president's trade policies, rising inflation, and a shrinking job market.
Damn, dude's gonna have to fire everybody every month. I don't get that. Hey, Tanya, I'm gonna start with you. You're the least political on the panel.
Yes.
You know, we haven't been on in a while. When you hear news now, you know, since we've been on, what stands out for you the most?
You know, I agree with Reverend Warnock. It's just RFK Jr. I think, like, was his mother, was somebody drinking when they were carrying him? Because he is just the scourge of the Kennedy. I think he's just an embarrassment to the state of Massachusetts. He needs to go somewhere and sit down.
And you're from Boston, so you know.
Yes, I am. Yes, exactly. Yeah. But I think, wasn't he one of the ones that used to do heroin or something like that? I don't know. But
yeah, he did. He was.
He is the one that was a heroin addict.
Yeah. So okay. Well, therein lies my point right there. So you know, why don't you do something on the long-term effects of heroin abuse? But you know, oh, go ahead, Bob. No. I just it's embarrassing.
Why did Boston keep putting him in the office though? If he such.
Oh no.
What's his name? Trump. It ain't
yeah,
Boston.
Yeah. No, you know what's funny? Whenever RFK Jr., if he ever did run for office in Massachusetts, he never got elected. The other, like Patrick and some of Ed Kennedy's sons did, and even I know Caroline Kennedy Schlossberg, his niece, all the other his siblings. Was it Carrie? And I think it's Catherine, who was the lieutenant governor of Maryland. His siblings do not mess with him. His cousins don't mess with him. And I don't mean to be greasy. May she rest in peace. But I heard that he's part of the reason why poor Ethel Kennedy, she went to her grave mad at him. I don't even know if his mama was speaking to him.
But you know, Ethel had the same issue with her voice.
Yeah, yeah. It's something hereditary, yeah.
It is
but
hereditary.
You know what must be real greasy when your own family is not checking for you, and they are very public about their disdain for him.
Yeah, and I got to say this, Vi, if you don't know, when he ran for president, his entire family came out against him.
Yeah, for 5 minutes.
I know.
All 5 minutes he ran.
Yeah, for all 5 minutes he ran.
Yeah. So no, they're not checking for him, and I think he is more like so many people, a political puppet of the orange one. And I'm just waiting for the day, like everybody else, when orange one is going to turn on him too.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing. I will say this: the climate in Atlanta, and even though they really never got to know the woman that was in there, she was there for 5 minutes. Before her time was up, she's gotten fired. And I think that the CDC is unfortunately kind of going to hell in a handbasket. They're in so much turmoil on top of the trauma of that mentally unstable man that went in and shot the place up. So I think the American public is going to suffer because there's so much amazing and much needed work and research that's done there that we're going to be behind the 8 ball again. Yeah.
It's been halted. Because the CDC can't
Absolutely.
do their job right now. They can't.
They can't.
Got a frat brother. He said it's messed up. They can't even do their job right now. He said he doing like 3 or 4 jobs himself.
Well, let's stay with you, Vi, because you got a lot to say this week. You have definitely been gone. Like, look, I've been bottled up, bro. I got something to say. What you got, Vi? Go ahead. What you got?
Okay, my biggest problem, and I'm military. I've served in the reserve for 10 years and in the regular Army 20 years. I would tell you, no soldier who joined the Reserve National Guard joined to get called up to go to a city. No soldier wants to do that.
The foolishness of it all, and the waste of money.
What I'm reading, I hope is not true. They're abusing the soldiers, because for you to get all the benefits to go full time, you have to do at least a 30-day deployment. From my reading, they said they're only doing 29 days, and they renew it for 29 days. So that means they're not getting full benefits. That means they don't get no housing, they get no medical, because they're not full time. You got to do at least 30 continuous days to get full time benefits. And I hope I'm wrong in reading this, but they say he's only giving them 29 days. And that's
so let me ask you, Vi, are they supposed to be picking up trash? The way you see these guys walking around picking up trash?
We do that regularly. Why do you think our post so clean?
Yeah, that's so true.
We don't have nobody to do that. We do. We cut the grass. We could pick up the trash. That's part of our job. But because they're doing that because they don't have anything else to do. They can't arrest nobody. Yeah. They're military soldiers. Military can't do anything in the civilian world. We are to protect the country. They can't do anything. They can't arrest nobody. And let the police help them. If the police don't help them, they can't do anything.
So they're just there.
They're just there.
Presence.
It's more of a scare tactic than anything else, because they really can't do it. Especially if the mayor telling you they don't want you there, and we're not going to help you. Now DC did help them a little bit, but Chicago has already said they're not helping them.
Want you.
The police not going to work with them, and if they do anything, they're going to prosecute you. The police said, we're going to send a law at you.
Yeah. It's a tough environment for these guys because
it is.
It's against the law for them to do anything against an American
citizen. When the Supreme Court said, I know the Supreme Court just ruled this week saying what he did by sending the soldiers to Las Vegas was illegal.
Los Angeles.
It was illegal because there had to be a threat of some kind of way, not crime. That's not what the military is for.
But you know what it is?
That's because you got Trump, who have never served a day in the military life.
Nobody in his family.
No one in his entire family has done anything for this government or this country. Then you got this guy who's how are you going to put somebody, I think the highest rank ever made was major. Major. He didn't even make colonel. And you put him over the entire army? So no, he don't have nobody respect, and I don't really think he know what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to you, Tanya B. Last thought.
I
is on fire this week.
Oh no, and you know what? And I feel your passion. What's interesting, if you look at these cities where Orange One has sent the National Guard, L.A., the DC and the Chicago, those are all states where he's not well received. And, it's like, okay, Gavin Newsom tried to do this. I'm going to get you back. Muriel Bowser and the police chief in D.C., I can't call the woman's name, but she walks in the room, she commands respect. He feels emasculated by the chief of female chief of police in D.C., and I really feel he was emasculated by Muriel Bowser. He tried to mess with her. Then all of a sudden he flipped, oh, she's doing a great job. And, what he said about the crime stats in D.C. is not true. And then Muriel signed an executive order, like, you can come up here if you want. Muriel is kind of, and Gavin Newsom, and I even think was it the mayor of Chicago, who's also, a man of color, and the governor, they're just like, F around and find out, come up here if you want to. But see, he's sending other people there. You look at these cities that he's talking about, except for maybe him coming to D.C., they're not cities where he either won the election, let's think about this, where he was, won the majority of the votes, or one where he just is not welcome. They are not checking for him. And I think I think it's a flex. And it's a shame because it's a waste of taxpayers' money. And I think there's so much more that these young men and women who are out here, like Vi said, just about picking up trash to stay awake could be doing. Because if you got the lowest crime in 30 years, why do I need them? No city is 100% crime free.
Yeah,
and so,
I agree.
I think he's, once again, he's having delusions of not even grandeur. Maybe
most of them guys got real jobs.
Yeah. So
all jobs don't pay, especially if you make less by going to research, because all jobs don't match the pay. Some jobs they can't fire you. Right. They don't have to pay you because you're getting paid by the Army down to pay you. You could be picking a less pay. Now some companies will say whatever you make, we'll make up the rest. Yeah. But a lot of companies say,
Well, let me ask you this, Bob.
Hey, but y'all, we got to go to Talib, please. please don't be cutting it.
Talib is shaking his head like, oh, Jesus.
Like, let him go. Talib, what's on your mind? I'll come back to y'all in a minute. Go ahead.
Okay.
They were rocking it, so I'm not mad at that at all. All I can do is just give them a high five on the comments, because really, we're just dealing with a lot of silliness, and I find myself saying the same thing over and over again. The amount of hypocrisy that we see, it's always we're looking at a do as I say do, not as I do. You know what I mean? So, it's just I'm getting very, very tired of the corniness, of the hypocrisy, and I just wish we could have some people that can, give still some critical thought and some real analysis on what's going on, because this is some crap, man, and we see it every day.
Yeah, so true. Well, I just got two quick things, man. One thing that I'm excited about, and I hope it passes, is pulling Congress out of stock trading. That is a huge bill that I don't think the American public is paying attention to the fact.
That's both parties.
Both parties.
Yeah.
And I think for the most part, I think that will clean some things up in terms of some of the bad actors, because you're not going to hang around and act stupid when you're not making any money.
Because they don't get paid. Because they don't get paid a lot of money.
No, they don't. And I think the money that, when we were talking a few weeks ago about the amount of money that currently Marjorie Taylor Greene is worth compared to how much she was worth when she came into Congress. Right. And it's ridiculous. I mean, it's well over 100% plus, so that's one thing. And I'll go back to you guys in a minute to wrap it up. The other thing for me is I've never seen in my lifetime the amount of chatter about a president, maybe Biden, a president dying, or whether I have never. I mean, the whole rumors about he's dead.
Because we know that's the only way we're gonna get rid of him. They want him dead.
I mean, it's like Labor Day weekend. The man didn't show his face, and everybody was on social media like, "Oh, he's dead." What?
Death hoax.
I mean, have y'all ever seen any kind of hoax like that against an American president?
I think 80 years old, baby. I mean, time.
Yeah, but Biden was older too, And Biden wasn't always, but Biden was a lot less visible and vocal.
Yeah, but a lot of folks didn't hate Biden. You got,
Yeah.
a lot of
You know what
folks
else
they might have didn't like Biden, but you got folks that hate this man.
I'm like, damn, y'all. I mean, can't you see his hand is falling off? Or can't you see his ankles are swollen? Or
Right,
can't you
like,
see? Oh, where
everybody was talking about cankles.
Kangle, yeah.
You gotta,
But you know what?
cholesterol?
Yeah, what I think it is. Oh yeah,
Like,
and the way the
damn.
makeup on his hands. You know what I think it is?
I have never
think
seen
it's-
this, Tanya B.
It's just, I think it's all, smoke and mirrors. It's just another way for him to dominate the news cycle and keep his name in it at any and all costs.
and off the Epstein
and,
file.
and it just seems,
Yes.
I mean, it's crazy for me because we are only 6 months. What? September, we're in the 9th month.
Ninth
And it-
month.
not even-
Right.
2026,
not even a
Jesus.
year.
Oh my God. Where are we
Not
going?
even
Jesus.
a year.
Oh,
We still got
man.
3-4 years to go, 3 year plus to go.
Because
Right.
I'm telling you, Labor Day weekend, there were conspiracy theories talking about it was a stand-in, a phony, a fake president coming out of the White House that he's, weekend at Bernie's kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yeah. I'm like, damn, y'all do know this man president.
They don't care.
They don't care.
The rumors out there say he's not.
Not my
the rumors
president,
is-
but
the
you know
rumors
the
are saying,
thing.
wait, the rumors out that he's not gonna make it past November.
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't
They
think
said
in my
November.
lifetime.
They're saying November
ever.
he's not gonna make it past November. I'm going, what?
Damn.
you know what's interesting
Is it
about
going to
this
be?
whole
Wait a
thing?
minute. What was the movie with
Dave. Kevin
Dave?
Klein. I was going to say, but think about here's the gag about Dave. Do you know when that president died in the movie Dave? You know
Yeah.
who the vice president was?
Sigourney? No, it wasn't Sigourney
No.
Weaver.
It was Ben Kingsley.
No,
But
Ben
I think
Kingsley,
his name was either Nance or Vance in the movie. And who do we have now?
Oh, wow.
When Orange Man falls out.
That's one of my favorite movies, by the way.
Oh,
Dave. What a great movie.
no,
Ving Rhames.
yeah, Irving. But you know what?
Yeah.
It's interesting you say that because that's one of my favorite movies, TV.
Yeah.
And if you look at how many more people are watching that movie, when you talk about the conspiracy for the body double and the stand-in,
Wow.
don't think it's not real. But now, you can look at things that happen in that movie that are very relative to today. That they have that tunnel downstairs, and a lot of those things are real. And interestingly enough, my sister lives 2 blocks from that hospital. NIH is on one side. Across the street, you've got Walter Reed Hospital.
Wow, it's crazy.
Wait, but there's a lot of protesting going on out there too.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
lot
Hey,
of protesting.
we got a lot. We got a lot more to come.
We do, yeah.
Tanya B's got tea. Let's go ahead and take a quick break, and we'll come back with the tea. Here we go.
Let's do that. Okay. Oh man. Okay.
Vaj Talib, I'm gonna have to pull out the Navaj like live for a minute. Because we were talking about this week, man. It's like the sinuses, man. It's
man.
messing with us, man.
Yeah, bro,
messing
yeah.
with us.
I
Hey, Tanya B, what's that?
I know I'm struggling.
It's that time of year again. It's that time of year.
struggling,
Change the
man.
seasons.
I know
Change the
I am
season.
struggling.
Ooh, I was struggling. Here we go, Tanya B. What you got?
Now then, children, it's time for tea. It's tea time, y'all. Sipping the tea with Tanya B.
For those of you who have been missing the tea, she is back. Tanya B, what you got?
Well, we got to talk about the elephant in the room first, and that would be the artist formerly known as Little Nas X. You know, I think he really did have I think it was just an emotional and just he had a mental health crisis, I believe. You know, he walking down the street, Studio City, which is, you know, where that's like Television City in Hollywood. First it was the underwear and the white platform boots.
Ooh.
And then the underwear came off. And dude, we don't want to see your junk. I was like, what in the Britney Spears does he think he's doing by, you know, being out there like that? And of course, he got arrested. The cops said he resisted arrest, and it became a felony. And he pled not guilty, of course. And then here comes his father, who we didn't really know existed. Because I think, if I recall, he was saying his father really wasn't a consistent presence in his life. And now the father talks about, you know, the immense pressure of fame. And if you think about it, his 15 minutes of fame were over when he got to the end of the Old Town Road. So he had that song. I call it the sandwich song. I think it was Panini or something or other. And that didn't do anything. And now he's just kind of been grabbing for straws. And I think when he had that 15 minutes of fame, he should have been trying to get, you know, an acting coach and get some acting roles. And now his father's saying it has to do with his mother. He was trying to help her. She's been battling addiction. And I wonder if that was his veiled way of saying that Lil Nas X was a crack baby, but I won't go there. And that, you know, he tried to help her. And, you know, when you have addictions, nobody can help you. Here come train, y'all, unless you want to help yourself. So he got out of jail. But the other thing is, well, there's some other underlying issues when I talked about the mental health crisis, because he has to go to drug rehab. You know, he you know, then, you know, he was at the top of the news cycle for maybe a week. And he's like, I'm sorry you saw me like that. But, you know, that kind of reminded me of that time when Martin Lawrence was running down the street in a sauna suit and he was high on something.
What do you call it? Like a
sauna suit, like a sauna suit, because it was really hot. And they said, oh, he was exercising and he overheated. No, he had a crisis too. And, you know, I just, you know, sometimes I believe addictions can have some element of hereditary to them. So I think maybe Lil Nas X is kind of doing a crash and burn. I hope he does recover and gets the help that he needs. But I also hope that he has saved his money, because, you know, he was really like a one-hit wonder. He was a fad. To me, he was. I kind of put him in the you know, we have so many one-hit wonders, but it's like you look at all these guys doing these Southern Soul to keep on stepping in the 803 Fresh. What are y'all coming back with? And, you know, kind of, I hate to say this, but it kind of reminds me of Ice Ice Baby. You know, it's just
but
that,
you know, I'm gonna have to say this, Tanya B. They didn't do a lap dance with Satan. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying.
Well, that's very true. I'm
just saying.
But you know what? Okay, I'll let you say that.
Let's complain. So, let's do apples to apples.
So let's call a thing a thing. Let's call a thing a thing.
He just went too far.
I'm just saying. You know.
But I've also heard that he's got something new coming out, and this might, you know, people pull PR stunts and they do things. They do whatever they have to do.
But is it me to leave?
No.
But I don't think this, whatever he's got coming out, I don't think it's good. You know, maybe I'm wrong, and I could be. So if I come back and say, yeah, I heard this record and it was a bomb record, but it's a little late for a summer record. I don't know.
Let me say this, Tanya B, and I want you to move on to the next one. But I got to say this: it's like talent is talent. You know when someone's talented and can move on and bring another hit. I don't see it. Okay,
that's not happening.
I think the gimmick.
Don't see it.
The gimmick is done.
Yeah,
I'm not hating. I'm not hating. I'm just saying when Montero, it was Montero is my name. Was it Montero?
So
my name?
That's yeah.
That was the name of the last song. Go ahead, Vi.
Is he really gay? Was that a thing too?
But I don't think. I mean, I'm gonna say this. I don't care about his lifestyle. It's more about. I think he.
But
tried
I'm saying
I think Vine. I'm gonna say this. I think he tried to. He tried to. How do you say it? Use that for his career, and it backfired.
Yeah,
I just think.
Right. That's what I'm saying. My thing. I don't care neither. But did he use that for his career or what? Who knows?
And I would say,
he did.
But when you try to punk that community as Snoop Dogg now, they will turn on you, and there is very little forgiveness. So if that was a stunt, it was not a good one. It was
I wish him back. I wish him the best in terms of his mental health and his family. But in terms of his career, I think he's kind of done irreparable harm to it.
Yeah. the credibility has been severely diminished.
Some people like the lap dance. Now I'm a big horror fan, but damn, not to that extent.
He went too
That was
far.
not a horror movie. That was
a horror
That was
movie.
kind of a horror movie. Yeah.
He went way too. He crossed the line. I don't know if he can come back. He crossed the line.
We'll see. Go ahead, Tanya B. What you got
Yeah,
next?
well, speaking of crossing the line, we got to talk about Cardi B. She's another one who's pulled stunts when she puts out music. And this, when you have too long between any record, no matter who you are, really, except for Sade, but sometimes it's too late to come back. And I think that's the case with her, because isn't it interesting? She's got this new, the first record didn't do anything. Now she's got this other one out. The album called Am I the Drama? Yes, honey, you are. But she creates a lot of it. And, more recently, she's been in the headlines because she was cleared of assaulting a security guard. So it didn't, I think it was a frivolous suit. And I do rock with her on, don't think you're going to get money out of me, because this woman claimed that Cardi scratched her in the face with a fake nail and spit on her. And now she's got to go get plastic surgery because she got scratched with a fake fingernail. Really? Cardi says, I didn't touch her. And that was purely a verbal altercation. There was no fisticuffs were there. And it's easy for, hey, it's easy when your real fingernails fall off. Ask me. I got one now. And the other thing is Cardi was like kind of intimating that, at the time she was pregnant. So how am I going to fight somebody if I'm pregnant? But, you just can't sue somebody and think you're going to get a quick pay period. And just like she sued Tasha K, but she won that case. But it was interesting. Cardi, always entertaining. She fell asleep in court. Then when she came out of the courtroom and, the case was, for all intents and purposes, dismissed, she took off the pants to her suit and started twerking on the internet a little bit much, because your kids have to look at that. And speaking of that, word from the curb is that she is pregnant with baby number 4. But here's the gag. Let me tell you this. She's still legally married to Offset. And allegedly, she may be pregnant by her baller boo, Stephon Diggs.
They broke
And
up?
she may not know whether she went on the creep back to Offset or if it's Stephon Diggs. But here's the gag, y'all. Even though she may be pregnant by Stephon Diggs, because in the state of Georgia, at least, if she's still married to what's Offset, when that baby comes out of her birth canal, Offset will be on the birth certificate as the father, and he will have to pay for that baby for the next 18 messy years. So they out here slipping and ducking and creeping, and word from the curb with the Stephon Diggs was out there creeping too. So it's just like a bad soap opera.
Cardi or Offset? Who's got the most?
I think she does, because if you think, what has Offset done?
What Offset done? He ain't made no
Well,
money.
He was living off of her,
is he
but
on
the
the
Migos,
the Migos publishing? Is he getting any of that?
Yeah,
I doubt
he definitely is.
Yeah.
Oh, he is? I wonder if P was getting some of that.
Share that, though. And he got to share that.
Yeah, but and he's got what? Well, see, he's got 3 with Cardi. He's got, I think, 2 from somebody else. So when you don't adjust your lifestyle, and you've got 5 kids and not a whole lot of income coming in to match what it costs to take care of 5 kids, maybe somebody else making 6, you really have to tone it down and live within your means.
Yeah, he's been pretty quiet.
What has he been doing? So, yeah, it could be real messy.
We haven't even seen him on Georgia sideline this year. So, I mean, he broke.
Yeah.
At least, what's the other one? Is it Takeoff? Whatever, the one that's alive, the one that has become an activist for Quavo. Thank you. He's gone up on the hill, and at least I think he's turning into more of an activist.
Let me say this: Quavo's a good actor. He really should try to do
that.
He was on a sitcom when they were hot, and he's pretty good. He's a pretty good actor.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe he converts, or there's a ton of stuff out there.
He's transitioning to other things. I give him that. Speaking of transitioning, when you transition, you pass away. And I mean, everybody, I remember back in the day, especially in the 80s, if you didn't have a pair of Armani jeans or something from the Armani Exchange, you just weren't fly. And as we may have heard, the legendary designer Giorgio Armani passed away at 91 this week. And he had just, I think 2 weeks ago, been at some kind of Fashion Week event. And he actually has a line that's coming out later on this year. They were about to launch it. But I mean, he was one of those people that, when you say, who are you wearing? Who are you wearing? You're on the red carpet. 9 times out of 10, somebody was saying Armani, And, he, I think he kind of took away that boxy structure of not just women's suits, but men, in the 80s, women had these shoulder pads that looked like chandeliers. And I think he softened that look. A lot of famous people. He did the wardrobe for Richard Gere. I think it was Looking for Mr. Goodbar. I think it was one of those movies where he was. I think. Oh, I'm sorry. I think it was American Gigolo. I'm sorry.
Okay.
To look real fly, and then. Hey, look, anybody who did back then, I'm just going to call a thing a thing. If you can make Hillary Clinton look good when Bill Clinton first took office, then you really are doing something. So, he leaves behind, I'm talking about a legacy of innovation. I would put him over there with like Versace, and some of the real heavyweights of fashion, internet, not just over in Milan, Italy, but globally. So rest in peace, Armani. Let me go see if I can fit in my Armani jeans. And with that said, here's the thing. Now, everyone's been Tracy Ellis Ross has been in the press a lot. She's got a lot of things going on. I give her credit for that. But she's been the most recent celebrity whose home has been burglarized. Home invasion. It was over 6 digits, over $100,000 of. I say jewelry, and no woman likes to have her handbags and her shoes and her jewelry stole. So what I find is interesting. It happened. Over Labor Day weekend, of course, she wasn't at home. But there's this trend of these theft rings. A lot of them come from outside this country, and they specifically target homes of celebrities. But here's my thing about it. They got Brad Pitt, they got Nicole Kidman, and Keith Urban, her husband. And they even got Lionel. Give me back my Botox Richie. But here's my thing about this.
You're wrong. Go ahead.
The police haven't made arrests yet. So how can they go to so many celebrities' homes and circumvent the security system, and the cops can't make arrests? So here's my conspiracy theory about that. They have a mole on the inside. The cops, once in a blue moon they'll arrest somebody. They don't arrest somebody. The thugs are always gone before they get there. They find a way to just engage the security system, cut the wires. So I think there's either a plan in the police department and or at these security companies, because how does so many people get robbed? Yes, and the thing is, there are people who've gotten robbed when they were in their homes and when they've had house sitters. But, celebrities is kind of difficult. Stop telling people when you're not home. It's just like those NFL players. People know where you are. They know you're not home. But now it's going to, and they're going to end up having to get armed security to be in the house, even if they do have an alarm system. But something sounds a little fishy there.
I was going to mention it to you about the athletes, and I do think I agree with you. I think there's somebody on the inside. There's no way. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bob.
Most of the cameras are wireless. So how?
Yeah.
What wireless?
Yeah.
If they cut the internet, they can cut the feed to unless there's unless every
outside.
camera has an inside storage.
Yeah. Or maybe there's a security company or the cops. I think they can infiltrate a whole lot of things. So just I just thought about that. One thing I want to say real quick is you've seen this posting. I know I haven't. I think you have about this Sade 2026 tour. Do not be fooled. It is fake. Yes, she comes back every 5 or 10 years, and she's due to come back. But the thing is, if you look at it, it clearly is AI generated. But I knew that it was as fake as Alexander O'Neal's back from the 80s when he had teeth. It was fake because I went to Sade's website, and her website had no mention of it.
Yeah, Sade is quiet as a mouse. Has it been 10 years yet?
Yeah, I think she's a little overdue. She did put out that song for the trans community, which was but
Wait a minute. The last big album was Soldier of Love, right? Was that the last one?
Was that 2011? I think it was. Was it 2011?
Yeah. So she's been quiet.
So she's overdue. But you know what? Clearly she saved her money. Okay, and she wrote a lot of the songs, and she probably had all her stuff together. Because even the guys that were in, the band was actually Sade, and she was a featured singer, kind of like Rufus and Shaka Khan. But even those guys have done other things. So I just want to say, don't be fooled, because if you click on that link to buy, you're probably going to get scammed. So just, proceed with caution. And I think if you ever, just like if you want to know if a job is real or if a vendor is real, go directly to that website. Don't click on a link.
Yeah, so true. Okay. Hey, Tanya B, I'm going to do your final story as part of the Keith Robinson
we like Keith Robinson.
So let me go ahead and play the clip. I'm just going to play a 1-minute clip, and we'll come back to the other side.
Okay, cool. All right, that works.
I think. Here we go.
You know, Keith Robinson also,
Here
for
you
those
go.
of us.
Here you go.
There you go.
Oh,
Hey.
not that one. I'm not going to play that one now because that's the full one. But let me go ahead and play this.
First? This is my first time. This is my very first time for sure. I mean, when I got in the business, soaps were kind of like passe, and like you say, they had kind of faded out with our childhood. But for me, it was Young and the Restless was my last recollection of a soap opera release. That's what makes this show so special. I think it's, like you said, you didn't even watch soaps, and now you're watching it. And I'm kind of the same way, you know, so it's a breath of fresh air.
So let me ask you, man, did you realize the work that goes on these shows?
No.
How does it compare to what, because I looked over your resume and the things you've done. Did you realize it?
No, I didn't. I mean, the thing I didn't realize was the volume of it and the amount of material that we do in a day. I mean, we're doing almost 100 pages a day because it's a daytime soap. So whereas 100 pages a day in the movie world is a 3-month shoot. You know, it's depending on the budget. It could be a month shoot. It could be 6 months. Dreamgirls, I think we shot goes almost 3 months. But it makes you expand as far as definitely with your memory and really being able to, being able to get to moments faster because you got 1 or 2 takes and then you're out of there. Right. So it's I think the biggest difference is the amount of material.
He must have been picking up his kids because he was on the run. he was like
if it was mid-afternoon, he's a dedicated dad. He was picking up his son from school, I guarantee you.
Yeah, he was but it was a fun interview, good interview. He gave a lot of information about his career. As I mentioned, started off as the Power Ranger. And one of the things I didn't realize that I know you knew, Tanya B, is that he was an R&B artist first. He became an actor. You know, he said he was in the music. I think he was signed to a label. He was with Motown, and he did an audition, I think, while he was doing music and got the gig. And it was the Green Power Ranger. Yeah. So kudos. The You Need to Know podcast. We'll have that out sometime this week, and hopefully by Monday. As we're taping on a Saturday. It should be up on Sunday. So the full episode will be out on Sunday. Tanya B, you got any final thoughts?
I got to say, because I don't want to end on a somber note, but we got to say prayers up to Prosper Fugees. He just had emergency, and these are young guys, emergency colon cancer surgery. It'll delay his sentencing, till this fall. So prayers up to him. And also, got to give it to Montel Jordan. He gave us one of the most classic party rockers in the last 30 years. This is how we do it. He went public about his battle with prostate cancer. The cancer has unfortunately returned. It's also affecting some of his lymph nodes. But I just want to say prayers up to him and his Kristen, his family, and the kids, and wish him a speedy recovery. Because he's being very proactive.
Yeah, I agree. I'm glad you mentioned that. Definitely, Montel is a good guy.
He is easy to work with.
Easy to work with. Is he in Atlanta? Is he in the Atlanta area?
I know they relocated to Tennessee about 10 years ago, but I think they do go back and forth. He's become a pastor. He was a praise and worship leader up in a church in Norcross, Georgia for years. Went right over the Tennessee line.
Yeah, he's a really good guy, and our prayers go up. And
definitely,
hopefully he'll get through this. But thank you for mentioning that. You got any last minute? You got any shout outs?
Yeah, shout out to my married person high school, the Bulldogs. We are 3-0.
Wow.
We might be on a comeback again.
Because when you were there,
that's state champion.
Yeah, you are a state champion, aren't you?
State champion. Set the record for the most shutouts in the season.
Yes. I asked Freddie the same thing. Bootsy. I asked Bootsy from Troy the same. We call him Bootsy.
Bootsy Collins.
Bootsy. We asked him the same thing. Could you hit hard? Did you hit hard?
Could I? So that's all I can do.
You look like the D train coming to blow somebody off the track, vibes. I'm sure.
I wrote a term paper saying the only reason I play football because the only thing I can beat folks up legally.
Wait, and get away with it. Oh wow! Wait, I can beat your aunt and not go to jail.
I wrote a term paper for that. I said legally I can beat folks up.
What grade did you get by? Tell us.
I got an A. I was A still in high school now. I didn't play around.
Okay.
Oh, so you didn't. Hey, Vi, you didn't write that book. They called me assassin.
No. I tried to play like that.
That was Tatum.
When you barely weigh 100 pounds, that's all you got.
Hey, dog. That's what I'm talking about. Bye. But one of the nicest guys, good guy. But you wouldn't think, man, step on the field. Oh my God, it's over. It's over.
Yeah, but you can't do that no more.
No, you can't. And that's what Freddie. If you didn't have a chance to talk or check out the episode with Freddie and DeBoer, that's what Bootsy. I didn't call him Bootsy on the show. I should have called him Bootsy. Yeah.
If you hit that hard and it's legal, you're still gonna still flag.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I agree.
Can't hit like that no more.
All right, y'all. I just got to say, I already done all my shout outs. So make sure you scan the QR code on the logo if you're watching. All our links are there. You can go to castropolis.net. It is back. Everything is there. The people poll. Plus, don't forget, y'all, Escape the Drama. Velvet Frequency Radio is calling your name. It's free. And we're on Facebook at Velvet Frequency Radio. Make sure we need followers on Facebook. You know how Facebook is. We're on Facebook and Instagram, so go follow us there. And also, don't forget, if you are checking out every Saturday from 10 a to 10 p. Again, Troy, good. It's going to be over by the time this podcast airs. So I'm on this podcast. I give my best to Troy in the Clemson game. I know Vi is shaking his head like, dude, come on.
The Annihilator.
They in Death Valley. Come on, man. But download the free Live 365 app. Search Velvet Frequency Radio. Also on Sundays at 4:00. What's the name of that show that comes on at 4:00 on Sunday?
Is it The Bird Wire?
It's The Bird Wire. Yes, it is. 2 hour. Some of the best. It is definitely some of the best independent music. That's how I found out about
Thank you.
Dr. Ted. Dr. Ted Richardson is
Dr. T.
Dr. T. Forever Babe is in the countdown. Really good music in the countdown. Then at 6:00, you'll hear our replay of what you're listening to right now. This is the G Podcast. So appreciate you, Tanya B. Appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much. And with that, and Talib just jetted. Probably got a call from the school. Say, hey, you got to come in.
He's on call. Yeah, he's on call this weekend in case something goes down.
So I am gonna say for the Talib fans, hit him up on socials for your shout outs. Okay.
There you go.
My friend said this is the year that the COVID kids came to school. And she
said
man, she said they different.
Yeah, they are. I can imagine. I can only imagine. And with that, y'all, episode 282 is in the can again. Thank y'all for coming in. Peace, power to the people. Y'all have a great week.
Fight the power. Bye.